Chosen one. You are not hearing this by chance, not by coincidence, not by accident. This moment has been arranged by heaven itself, by perfect spiritual timing, by a divine appointment written long before you ever pressed play. Anointed one, something in your spirit recognized this call before your mind could explain it, and that is why you are here. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural turning point. What has felt heavy, delayed, or impossible is about to shift. The struggle around provision, the constant pressure, the silent fear of not having enough, it is reaching its breaking point. Heaven has been recalibrating your relationship with money, with worth, with security, and with trust. As it is written, the vision awaits its appointed time, and it will not lie, spoken in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Anointed one, divine wealth is not only about numbers, it is about alignment. When the inner story changes, the outer flow follows. What once drained you is losing its authority. What once controlled you is being released. You are being prepared for sudden elevation, for a heaven-sent transfer that restores dignity, stability, and peace. Chosen one, God does not always speak through noise or explanation. Sometimes he leaves something quiet and steady, something meant to be returned to when faith feels thin and strength feels small. What has been prepared rests just below, waiting in stillness. Chosen one. Hear this clearly. What you have been calling lack has not been punishment, and what you have been calling delay has not been neglect. It has been positioning. There is a moment when heaven interrupts the pattern, and this is that hour. You have felt the pressure build, the exhaustion deepen, the sense that you cannot continue the same way any longer. That feeling is not failure. That is the signal that the old cycle is losing its grip. Anointed one, when money has been scarce, the world trains you to collapse inward. It teaches you to feel helpless, to shrink your vision, to beg silently for rescue. But heaven works in the opposite direction. The kingdom does not move through desperation. It moves through alignment. And alignment always begins with a shift inside you before anything changes around you. That is why this word is not coming to you when everything is comfortable. It is coming to you now at the edge of fatigue, because this is where surrender becomes real. Chosen one, I have lived this place. I know what it feels like to sit with nothing in your hands and fear in your chest, wondering how you are supposed to move forward when you cannot see the next step. There were seasons when I had no money, no clear path, no proof that things would work out. But there was one decision that changed everything. I stopped asking heaven to rescue me and started asking how I could become useful again. That single shift carried more power than any strategy I later learned. Anointed one, helplessness locks the door. Helpfulness opens it. When you choose to be helpful, even when you feel empty, you step back into authority. You remember that you are not just a consumer of provision, you are a carrier of value. Heaven responds to that posture, not because you earned something, but because you aligned with truth. As it is written in wisdom passed down through generations, the one who pours out is the one who is refreshed. Chosen one, many people stay broke not because they lack skill, but because they carry a belief they have never questioned. Somewhere along the way, they learned that money corrupts, that wealth belongs to the wrong kind of people, that goodness and abundance cannot coexist. And without realizing it, they made poverty a badge of moral safety. I carried that belief too. I wanted to serve, to help, to do good. but I feared that having money would somehow turn me into someone I did not respect. That belief kept me small longer than any external obstacle ever did. Anointed One, beliefs shape behavior, and behavior shapes outcomes. If you believe abundance makes you dangerous, you will subconsciously avoid it. You will choose opportunities that keep you barely surviving instead of fully alive. Heaven is dismantling that lie in you right now. Wealth is not the enemy. Misalignment is. Money is not a test of goodness. It is a mirror. It amplifies what already lives inside you. Chosen One, this is why generosity is not optional in the kingdom. It is not a charity tactic. It is a spiritual posture. When you become generous with your time, your energy, your attention, your ideas, you step into the flow of provision. I watched this happen in my own life before I ever made $1. I did not have money to give, but I had curiosity. I had presence. I had the willingness to show up and serve without guarantees. Those things became currency long before money ever did. Anointed One, I remember seasons where all I could offer was effort and care. I would listen deeply, ask thoughtful questions, show up with passion when others were burned out. I did not know it then, but I was building invisible capital. People are starving for sincerity. They are desperate for energy that has not been crushed by fear. When you bring that into a room, heaven moves quietly behind the scenes. Chosen One, this is why the shift you are about to experience will not feel loud at first. It will feel like a change in posture, a release in your chest, a willingness to engage again. You will stop hiding from opportunity and start recognizing it. You will see value where you once saw nothing. You will notice doors that were always there, but invisible to a mind trained by scarcity. Anointed One, heaven is not asking you to pretend things are fine. It is asking you to stand upright again, to bless what you can bless, to give where you can give, to serve where you are instead of waiting to be rescued from where you stand. This is the moment the narrative breaks. This is where helplessness gives way to authority. Chosen One, do not rush this shift. Let it settle into your body. Let your breath soften. Let your grip loosen. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being repositioned for a transfer that requires a different posture than the one you have been carrying. And when this segment ends, let the silence do its work, because what is unfolding now does not need to be forced, only received. Chosen One, there is a truth heaven brings to you gently but firmly in this hour. It is not the lack of money that has been holding you. It is the relationship you were trained to have with value, safety, and worth when nothing was guaranteed. Poverty trained your nervous system to survive. Survival trained your mind to rush, and rushing quietly blocked what was trying to arrive. This is why heaven slowed you down before the shift, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You must understand this clearly. When money comes to a nervous system that is still panicking, it does not bring peace, it amplifies fear. That is why some people receive increase and still feel trapped. They upgraded their income, but never upgraded their inner capacity to hold it. Heaven is doing the deeper work in you first, because what is coming is meant to stay. Chosen One, I have walked through seasons where I had opportunities but could not enjoy them. I was afraid to spend, afraid to trust, afraid to relax. Every decision was filtered through the question, what if I lose this and end up back where I was? That is not freedom. That is just a different form of bondage. And heaven had to expose that in me before blessing me further. This is why your breakthrough is not only financial, it is relational. Heaven is healing how you relate to money the same way it heals how you relate to people. You cannot receive from something you secretly resent or fear. You cannot keep what you believe corrupts you. Many anointed ones were taught that having less made them pure, while having more made them dangerous. That lie kept them small. Chosen one, hear this with clarity. Money is not your master, and it is not your enemy. It is a servant, and servants respond to honor, not worship, but honor. When you despise a tool, you mishandle it. When you respect it, it multiplies in usefulness. Heaven is teaching you how to handle what is about to be placed in your hands. This is why the shift begins with awareness. How does your body respond when money enters? How does your chest feel when you check your balance? Do you tighten? Do you brace? Do you judge yourself? Those reactions are not random, they are learned, and anything learned can be unlearned. Chosen one. There is a reason Scripture speaks of expansion, of enlargement, of making room. Before increase comes capacity. Before overflow comes stability. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 speaks of timing, not delay. What feels slow is often precise. What feels withheld is often being protected from misuse. Many miss this season because they are looking for the dramatic moment instead of the quiet rewiring. They want the transfer without the transformation. But heaven does not release weight into weak structures. It reinforces the foundation first. Chosen one. You are learning to receive without panic, to give without fear, to hold without gripping. That is the posture of those who steward well. This is why generosity unlocks abundance, not because it buys favor, but because it trains trust. When you give from scarcity, you teach your spirit that there is still enough, and that message echoes. I remember the first time I stopped hoarding and started trusting. Nothing magical happened that day, but something shifted inside me. I felt lighter, I felt aligned, and alignment always precedes acceleration. Chosen one. The opportunities you are about to step into will not look massive at first. They will look simple. Conversations, invitations, small openings. Do not despise them. Every great river begins as a narrow stream. Those who honor the stream are entrusted with the river. Heaven is not asking you to chase. It is teaching you to notice, to be present, to respond instead of grasp. That is how doors open without force. Chosen one. This is the moment where you stop seeing yourself as someone who needs rescue and start seeing yourself as someone who carries value. And when that identity locks in, provision follows naturally, consistently, and without strain. What you are stepping into next is not rushed, and it is not fragile. It is built to last. Chosen one. There is a reason your breakthrough is coming through alignment instead of effort. Heaven does not reward exhaustion, it responds to order. When your inner world comes into order, your outer world reorganizes around it. This is the law many overlook because it feels too simple, too quiet, too ordinary to be supernatural. But heaven often hides its greatest shifts in ordinary moments. Chosen one. Think about how many times you believed you had nothing to offer. No platform, no leverage, no credentials. Yet the very season where you felt empty was the season where your true currency was forming. Curiosity, presence, energy, faithfulness. These are currencies heaven honors before money ever moves. I have watched doors open not because someone had the best resume, but because they carried life into a room. They listened, they cared, they showed up fully, and something in the atmosphere shifted. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual law in motion. Chosen one. When you stop approaching life from helplessness and start approaching it from helpfulness, momentum begins. The moment you ask, "How can I serve?" instead of "Who will save me?" your posture changes, and posture determines what you can receive. Heaven responds quickly to those who move from survival to service. This does not mean you ignore your needs. It means you stop letting need define you. There is a difference. One keeps you small, the other positions you for flow. Chosen one. Some of the greatest financial shifts begin with unpaid moments, acts of service, conversations, seeds planted with no guarantee. Not because heaven wants free labor, but because it is testing motive and alignment. What you do without applause reveals what you are ready to steward. I remember seasons where I offered value simply because it was in me to give. I did not know how it would return. I only knew it was right. And over time, those seeds formed networks, trust, and provision I could never have planned. Chosen one. This is why the shift you are approaching feels relational before it feels financial. People will recognize something in you before money does. Favor often arrives wearing human faces. Do not overlook the small interactions. A question you ask, a skill you share, a moment of presence. These are not random. Heaven threads them together. Chosen one. Many people chase quick money and lose it because they never built understanding. Speed without wisdom creates loss. That is why heaven trains you to invest where you have insight, where you know, where you understand. That includes investing in yourself. Confidence is a currency. Courage is a currency. Faithfulness is a currency. These outlast trends and survive downturns. Chosen one. You are not behind. You are being seasoned. And seasoning takes time because it penetrates deeply. When your moment comes, you will not collapse under it. You will stand steady. This is why peace is returning before provision increases. Calm is the signal that your system is ready. When you relax, you receive. When you receive, you steward. When you steward, increase follows naturally. Chosen one. This is not about chasing wealth. It is about becoming whole. And wholeness attracts what fragmentation never could. What has been prepared for you is not loud, rushed, or forced. It is steady, grounded, and already aligning beneath the surface. Chosen one. There is a holy fatigue that comes when you have believed correctly for a long time and nothing visible has moved yet. It is not the fatigue of doubt. It is the tiredness of endurance. The kind that settles into your bones quietly, where you still show up, still hope, still function, but without the fire you once had. Heaven sees that weariness, and it is not disappointed by it. You were never meant to live on emotional highs. You were meant to live on faithfulness. The promise does not require constant intensity to survive. It requires consistency. Many people burn out because they try to relive the moment they first believed instead of honoring the season they are now walking through. Maturity looks quieter than passion, but it holds more weight. Chosen one. Waiting does not mean nothing is happening. It means something is forming that cannot be rushed. There are shifts that only occur while you keep doing the ordinary things with integrity, paying attention, being honest, showing up when no one is clapping. That kind of faith reshapes you slowly, and slowly is how things that last are built. I remember seasons where I questioned not the promise, but my stamina. I was not angry, I was just tired. Tired of explaining to myself why I still believed. Tired of rehearsing hope when results were delayed. And yet, every day, I noticed I still returned. I still prayed. I still tried. That return was faith in its most refined form. Chosen one. Heaven values return more than excitement. There is a reason Scripture speaks of those who endure to the end, not those who feel the strongest, but those who remain. Remaining is not passive, it is an act of trust repeated daily without proof. And repeated trust builds internal strength that sudden breakthroughs cannot. There are days when obedience feels heavy and joy feels distant. Those days are not failures, they are foundations. The enemy does not attack promises he thinks will collapse. He waits for the long stretch, hoping exhaustion will do what opposition could not. But exhaustion does not disqualify you. Abandonment does. Chosen one. You have not abandoned the path. Even in silence, you stayed aligned. Even in confusion, you did not compromise who you are. That matters more than you realize. Many lose momentum not because the promise was false, but because they tried to carry it with emotion instead of discipline. Faith matures when it no longer needs to be fed by constant reassurance. It learns to stand on memory, on remembrance, on quiet confidence that says, I have seen too much to turn back now. Chosen one. This is why heaven often calls you to remember instead of react. Remember what has already been done. Remember the doors that opened before. Remember the moments you survived when you thought you would not. Memory anchors faith when feeling wavers. There were mornings when I did not feel inspired at all. No confirmation, no excitement, just responsibility. And yet those were the mornings that shaped me the most. Because I learned that faithfulness does not wait to feel right. It moves because it is right. Chosen one. The promise you are carrying does not require you to feel strong every day. It requires you to stay present. Presence is power. Being where you are without resentment is a spiritual strength few master. It keeps you grounded while heaven aligns the unseen. Some of the most important shifts in my life happened while I was simply doing what was in front of me. Working, serving, resting when I could, trusting without understanding. Later, I realized those ordinary days were doing extraordinary work in me. Chosen one. There is a quiet discipline heaven is strengthening in you now. A steadiness that does not rush, does not panic, does not beg for signs. That steadiness is what allows you to hold what is coming without losing yourself in it. Faith, I have learned, is often steadied through simple, repeatable reminders rather than constant explanation or dramatic signs. There is something small and steady placed in the description and the pinned comment below, meant to be returned to when the waiting feels heavier than usual. Chosen one. Do not mistake this season for stagnation. You are being taught how to walk without leaning on urgency. Urgency creates pressure. Pressure creates mistakes. Heaven is removing that pattern from you, so what comes next does not drain you. The waiting is not empty. It is instructive. It teaches you how to breathe, how to trust your own pacing, how to let things unfold without forcing them. Those lessons will protect you later. Chosen one, you are closer than you think, not because of time, but because of alignment. Alignment shortens distance. When your inner world matches what heaven intends to release, movement becomes effortless. Until then, endurance is not punishment. It is preparation, and preparation always precedes permanence. Remain, not with strain, but with trust. Chosen one. There comes a moment in every true transition where heaven stops explaining and starts observing. Not because you failed, but because you have learned enough to walk without commentary. This is often the loneliest stretch. Not lonely because you are abandoned, but because you are no longer being carried the way you once were. You are being trusted. In this phase, the signs become subtle, the reassurance becomes internal, and the work becomes deeply personal. Many mistake this silence for absence, but it is actually promotion. Children need constant instruction. Stewards are expected to discern. Chosen one. You may notice that fewer people understand what you are holding now. Conversations that once energized you feel shallow. Advice that once helped now feels misaligned. This is not pride, this is refinement. Heaven is narrowing your focus so distraction does not drain what is being formed. There were seasons in my life where I stopped talking about what I believed was coming, not because I stopped believing, but because I learned how easily faith leaks when it is exposed to the wrong atmosphere. Some promises require privacy, not secrecy born of fear, but protection born of wisdom. Chosen one. This is where discipline quietly replaces motivation. You do not wait to feel inspired to do what is necessary. You do what is necessary because it is who you are becoming. This is where character deepens, and character is the container that holds long-term blessing. Many people want provision, but few prepare for responsibility. Responsibility is not glamorous. It shows up in choices no one sees. Boundaries you keep, temptations you decline, integrity you maintain when compromise would be easier. Chosen one. Heaven is watching how you handle small authority before releasing larger influence. How you treat people who cannot benefit you. How you speak when no one corrects you. How you steward peace when chaos would give you attention. These moments matter more than public victories. They determine what stays with you when increase arrives. Chosen one. You may feel a growing seriousness within yourself, not heaviness, but gravity, a sense that your life is being positioned for something that carries weight. That gravity is not meant to crush you, it is meant to anchor you. There were times when I felt this and did not yet understand it. I thought something was wrong because life felt quieter, more focused, less scattered. Later I realized I was being gathered inward so I could stand outward. Chosen one. This is also the phase where impatience tries to disguise itself as opportunity. Shortcuts will appear attractive. Faster paths, easier wins. But discernment is sharpening in you now. You can feel when something is misaligned, even if it looks profitable on the surface. Do not betray that inner signal. That signal is not fear. It is wisdom. Heaven would rather you wait than arrive early to something you are not meant to carry. Chosen one. The promise you are approaching is not fragile, but you are being trained to approach it without desperation. Desperation distorts judgment. Peace clarifies it. This is why rest is being reintroduced to you. Not inactivity, but restfulness in motion. Learning how to move without strain is essential for what comes next. Chosen one. There is nothing wasted in this season. Every delay taught you something. Every disappointment stripped something unnecessary. Every quiet day strengthened something invisible. When the shift happens, it will feel sudden to others, but it will feel earned to you. You will recognize it not by shock, but by familiarity, like something you have already been living internally, finally matching the outside. Chosen one. Continue as you are, steady, honest, grounded, not reaching ahead of time, not looking back with regret. This posture is not accidental, it is cultivated. What you are carrying is learning how to stay with you, and when it arrives fully, it will not pull you apart. Hold this ground, it is sacred. Chosen one. As the alignment deepens, you may notice a strange combination forming within you. Greater calm alongside sharper awareness. Less urgency, but clearer direction. This is not contradiction. This is readiness. Heaven prepares leaders by stabilizing them before expanding them. Instability may look exciting, but it cannot sustain increase. You are being trained to move from reaction into intention. Chosen one. There will be moments now where doors open without force. Conversations that feel timed. Opportunities that arrive with clarity instead of pressure. These are signs not of acceleration, but of alignment locking in. Pay attention to what no longer drains you. That is often where your next assignment lives. I remember the first time I realized something had shifted internally. I was no longer chasing confirmation. I was responding to clarity. That difference changed everything. Chosen one. You are also learning how to say no without guilt. Not because you are above others, but because you are finally clear about what you are for. Saying no is not rejection. It is stewardship. Every yes costs something. And you are now discerning which costs are holy and which are unnecessary. This is not selfishness. This is maturity. Chosen one. As the transfer draws nearer, you may feel a deepening sense of responsibility toward your inner life. Thoughts matter more. Words feel heavier. Intentions feel sharper. This is because influence always begins internally before it manifests externally. Heaven is entrusting you with weight, not noise. You will find yourself choosing peace more intentionally, not because conflict is gone, but because you have learned what it steals from you. Peace becomes non-negotiable when you realize how much it protects. Chosen one. There may still be moments of doubt, not about the promise, but about yourself. Those moments do not disqualify you, they humanize you. What matters is that doubt no longer directs you. You have learned how to move forward even when certainty is incomplete. That skill will serve you more than confidence ever could. Chosen one. The coming provision is meant to serve life, not replace it. You are not being elevated to escape the world, but to engage it with greater freedom. Money will no longer feel like a threat or a fantasy. It will feel like a tool that finally fits your hands. This is the fruit of inner alignment. Chosen one. When the breakthrough unfolds, remember this season, not with pain, but with gratitude. It taught you patience. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to remain yourself when outcomes were uncertain. That memory will keep you grounded when things move quickly. Chosen one. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. and what is being released toward you will recognize you by the steadiness you now carry. Stay present. The ground beneath you is firm, chosen one. As the hour draws closer, you may sense a quiet tightening of focus, not anxiety, not pressure, precision. The unnecessary is falling away on its own. Old distractions no longer hold your attention. Old temptations no longer excite you. This is not loss. This is readiness. When heaven prepares release, it simplifies the vessel. You may notice fewer explanations rising in you, less need to defend your path, less interest in convincing anyone of what you know is forming. This silence is not withdrawal. It is authority settling into place. Chosen one. There was a time when you needed affirmation to keep going. That time has passed. Now you are being led by recognition. You recognize what is aligned. You recognize what is not, and you move accordingly without apology. This is how spiritual leadership matures, quietly, firmly, without spectacle. I remember realizing one day that I no longer needed to talk myself into believing. I was simply living from belief. That shift marked the end of striving and the beginning of trust. Nothing dramatic changed outwardly that day. Everything changed inwardly. Chosen one. This is also the stage where comparison loses its power. You no longer measure timing by other people's outcomes. Their acceleration does not threaten you. Their delay does not comfort you. You have learned that alignment has its own calendar. What is meant for you will not arrive early or late. It will arrive complete. You may feel moments of stillness now that feel almost suspended, as if time itself has slowed. These moments are not emptiness. They are calibration. Heaven is synchronizing things you cannot see yet. Chosen one. Pay attention to what feels effortless now. Effortlessness is not laziness. It is flow returning after resistance has done its work. What once required force now responds to presence. This is a sign that the internal friction has been resolved. There is also a humility growing in you, not insecurity. Humility, the kind that knows the source of what is coming and therefore does not boast. You are no longer imagining what you will do when provision arrives. You are considering how you will steward it. Chosen one. Stewardship begins before possession. How you think now determines how you will handle later. And heaven is pleased with what it sees in you. You are not fantasizing about escape. You are preparing for responsibility. That difference matters. There were days in the past where money felt like the answer. Now it feels like an assignment. That shift alone tells me you are ready for what is coming. Chosen one. The fear of loss is also loosening its grip. You are no longer clenching. You are open. And openness is not vulnerability when it is grounded in trust. It is strength. You have learned that holding too tightly suffocates flow. Release invites movement. As this hour approaches, you may notice small confirmations appearing naturally, not loud signs. Gentle alignments, a conversation that answers a question you did not speak. A door opening without resistance, a solution appearing where effort used to fail. Chosen one. These are not coincidences. They are acknowledgements. Heaven is not testing you now. It is agreeing with you. You are walking in agreement with what has been prepared. That agreement creates momentum without stress. Remain attentive, not anxious. Calm, not passive. This balance is rare, and it is yours now. Chosen one. The ground is shifting beneath your feet, but it is firm. What is moving is not your stability, but your placement. You are being set into position. This is not the moment to rush. It is the moment to stay present. The next step will reveal itself when it needs to. Until then, hold this posture. It is carrying you forward. Chosen one. As you remain here, you may notice a subtle settling in your spirit, like something clicking into place without announcement. This is not imagination, it is integration. The lessons of the waiting are no longer lessons, they are instincts now. You are no longer asking, what if it does not happen? You are asking, how do I stay true when it does? That shift matters. Chosen one. What is coming will test your grounding more than your faith. Faith has already been proven. Grounding will protect you when attention increases, when options multiply, when decisions carry greater consequence. Heaven prepares you not just to receive, but to remain intact. I have seen people receive what they prayed for and then lose themselves inside it. You are being spared that fracture. You are learning how to hold increase without letting it redefine you. Chosen one. Notice how you now pause before responding, how you weigh things instead of reacting, how silence no longer feels empty but full. These are not personality changes, they are evidence of inner authority. Authority does not raise its voice, it settles the room. As the shift unfolds, you will not need to announce it. Others will sense it. They will respond differently. Some will lean in. Some will fall away. Neither is a problem. Chosen one, do not chase validation in this next season. It will come naturally if you stay aligned. Chasing it will distort what is being built. Let recognition arrive on its own terms. There will be moments when you are tempted to explain yourself again. Resist that impulse. What is real does not need defense. What is aligned does not need persuasion. Chosen one, you are entering a phase where discernment will matter more than opportunity. Many doors may open, not all are yours. The one meant for you will carry peace, clarity, and sustainability, not adrenaline. You will recognize it by how your body responds. No tightening, no rush. Just a steady yes. Chosen one. As provision increases, remember the simplicity that shaped you. The quiet mornings, the unnoticed choices, the private faithfulness. Those memories will keep you anchored when life speeds up. Nothing about you needs to harden to survive what is coming. Softness with strength is your advantage. Chosen one. This is the final stretch of preparation, not because something dramatic is required, but because completeness is being sealed. When movement happens, it will feel natural, not shocking. You will look back and realize the waiting did not weaken you. It refined you. Stay here. Let this moment finish forming you. Chosen one. As you leave this moment, know this with a steady and unshakable certainty. The shift over your life is not forming. It is already moving. Heaven has counted your endurance, witnessed your refining, and marked this hour as a turning point. You are not walking toward breakthrough. You are walking in it. What was withheld is being released. What was delayed is aligning. What felt impossible is now responding to the authority on your life. This is your Kairos time, your appointed moment under an open heaven. Anointed one, go forward with a rested spirit and a lifted head. The same God who sustained you in the waiting will establish you in the overflow. Stay faithful, stay aligned, expect goodness, expect clarity, expect increase wrapped in peace. Nothing that belongs to you will pass you by. If this word met you where you are, feel free to share your heart in the comments or stay connected through future messages. And when your spirit grows tired in the days ahead, there is a quiet reminder prepared for you in the pinned comment or the description, placed there for moments when your heart needs steadiness. Chosen one, walk in blessing, in confidence, and in the divine timing that now surrounds you. Your hour has come.